It's Friday, July 8th, and we're in the wizarding world of Harry Potter.
And this is the newest, I guess, part of the parks. Newest in the sense that it was here the last time I visited, and it's connected to the old Hogwarts of Islands of Adventure through the train. But this is cool because we first entered, and before we got inside, I was actually pre-ordering our lunch at the Leaky Cauldron. I could also do it on an app on my phone, pre-ordering, and once I do that, I can show them that we already have a pre-order happening, and they bring us to our table. But we entered through Diagon Alley, which is very cool. It's like the old area of the marketplace of Hogwarts.
So here is the Leaky Cauldron restaurant. This is where we had lunch.
And they have a lot of English pub fare, sort of like bangers and mash or fish and chips.
Yeah, I had fish and chips. And you had a sandwich.
A grilled cheese sandwich.
You didn't have grilled cheese. It was like a chicken.
Grilled chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
And so here they had a very big Leaky Cauldron at the front of the store, and they walked us to our table. It looks like a tavern.
Yeah.
A cool old tavern where witches would meet up, I guess.
It looks similar to the one in the movie, actually.
Yep. They have all these cool vintage prints hanging on the wall. They had cool windows and light fixtures hanging. And this was our meal. The service was very prompt. As soon as we were seated, maybe just a couple of minutes, then they brought out our food. So it's actually the best way to order. Order on your app, show them your order status, and then they bring you to your seat.
So now we are just exploring the different shops in Diagon Alley.
So the first shop that we went to was, it's like a uniform store where they had the different jerseys from the different houses of Harry Potter.
This one is similar to the store in New York City.
Yeah,
That's
but
what it
this one
reminded me
is
of.
supposed to be a Quidditch store. So you're buying the uniform of your
And the
team.
broom. Except
Yes,
he didn't have it backwards there for a second. This is like the Nimbus 2000.
right. And so, since he already got his lightsaber the day before, I said, no broom for you today.
No broom for you.
And again,
So
many
what
different-
house would you be?
I think I'm a mix between Ravenclaw and Slytherin.
I think I'm Hufflepuff.
Yeah, you would be Hufflepuff. How come nobody claims Gryffindor? Everybody's like shy to claim Gryffindor,
Because that's the goody-goody.
right? Is it the goody goody?
So where are we now?
We are in the candy shop. Ron's brothers, they own
Not the candy shop, the joke shop.
the joke shop. Oh, I thought this was a candy shop because I was buying candies here.
Oh, I thought
Remember,
it was
one of the
jokes.
candies I bought was the
This is
the
the
nosebleed.
Weasley brothers jokes.
yes, but it's all, I guess, trinkets and stuff like that, but also funny candy.
Yeah,
That would be a
maybe
trick.
exploding in your
Tricksters,
mouth.
correct. So they have a very tall statue there.
Nosebleed nougat.
Yeah. So I have yet to try it. They also
Puking
have pastilles.
Yes. There's the teeth, the chattering teeth, fever fudge.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what this was. Just a big
I
hand.
didn't see this. A glove?
Weasley's Wizard Wheezes.
I did not see that.
And then there's stairs that go all the way up. Mason thought that we can go up the stairs, but
But we did
couldn't.
not.
No, I think it's decoration. And you just wanted that blue bag.
I did. So this is a shopper's bag. It's really to hold our goods. It actually ends up holding our Starbucks mugs that we've been collecting throughout.
Yeah. And so
We're still walking through Diagon Alley, checking out different shops. So it's cool. It's like you're transported into their world.
Yes.
It's absolute.
that's the sweet shop. So I think that's the candy shop.
Yep.
Sugar Plum.
And this area is actually.
What was this building?
I'm not
The
sure.
skinny one.
But it's just cool. And then you have a jazz quartet or jazz band singing as if it's like from the Wizarding World, the most recent movies, right? Because that was based in the 1920s.
Blacksmith.
But it's very well done. It's so authentic feeling. You feel like you're there.
Yeah.
So
The
these
architecture
structures-
looks really
yeah,
nice.
exactly. So
Very old.
detailed. They have a central
And so you can see people using wands there to do
Yes.
interactive. And you saw water squirt out.
yeah.
I got hit by one of those squirted out
Oh,
waters.
that's too bad. So yeah, the wands now. We didn't buy any more wands. We just bought Hayden a wand in New York City a couple of months ago. But the more new ones are quite interactive. You buy them, and then there's many sites and spots in this cityscape that you can target something and.
But you
will
can only
move.
do it on this day, so
Yes.
I don't know if that's any good. So this is like a money exchange place.
Oh.
So there's a
Gringotts,
goblin.
that's right.
There's a
It's like,
goblin, and you can.
if you want to buy gold bars or gold coins that are really chocolate. But it's just a, again, cool storefront that they have such details to it.
Yeah. It's just something to take photos of. I don't know how many people buy these gold. It's not even chocolate. It's just a bar that looks like gold.
And you can't buy it because they asked.
Oh, you can't?
You can't. You can. Oh, you can buy this one, but there's
Yeah.
on top there that you cannot buy. And I didn't know what the price is, but it just looks like plaster because I saw the edge of it and it looks like it was wearing off. There's also
Those are
coin
coins.
sets. This one was a stationery store.
Oh, yeah.
And I got a little bit excited because
Yeah,
I thought
quills here.
I thought I could get something, but you know, after so many souvenirs, I wasn't really into buying too many souvenirs at this point.
You didn't want to get a quill?
Yep, no quills, no bookmarks for me, no journals with a house
Feathers.
press. But they had some cool cards over to the side.
What were these?
These were jewelry, trinkets, figurines,
Yeah,
really.
figurines.
With Dobby. A bell to call out, but ornamental bells. So again, they're very smart at how they display everything. It looks whimsical and fun and old-fashioned.
Mug.
Mug. Yeah, but they're all so expensive compared to a Starbucks mug.
So again, we're just walking around. Again, look at the great architecture. This is the Gringotts Bank. They have a dragon on the top that blows fire every
Yes.
so often.
So
There was
this
one moment when all we saw were people focusing their cameras up at the dragon. And we're like looking up and why is this? And then all of a sudden fire blew. I'm
Yes,
like, oh,
and
I missed
And
it.
you feel the heat. So I don't know what the time frame is because we did
Everyone
miss
knew it was happening though, so I don't know.
it. I know. Everybody's cameras were fixed onto it.
What is
So
this?
this is me taking a picture of one of the pub places.
Fountain of Fair. Again, it's great buildings.
I know. You feel like you're getting lost in the different labyrinths of maze
Look at
of
the colors. Blue
Of,
there, green.
this area here.
There's Gringotts.
And so we are now on our way.
I think we're putting our bags in lockers.
Yeah, we
again.
gotta put it to the locker. So
For the
ultimately,
Gringotts.
I think I tried 3 different lockers for my backpacking. So it's about $7.50.
Yeah.
$2 for the large one.
So this is it's a nicer locker.
Yes, but it's very crowded in the sense that
So Harry
it
Potter
opens.
and the Escape from Gringotts, and this was a super long lineup.
Super long lineup. And I remember writing this when it first opened, and I literally walked right in.
Oh really?
It's like, I think by the time we started waiting was where the main banker was, the figure of the banker. But here we actually had to go all the way outside and wait outside. And
So you've done this one before?
yeah, there are parts here that, you know, the air was just so warm. So good thing that there were these fans kind of blowing. We ended up buying some Jilly water, which is just fancy bottled water from Harry Potter. But yeah, when I started waiting way back when, it was already in this room.
Okay.
And then they had bars of gold. Again, just the details. These are all supposedly goblins working at Gringotts, you know, trying to protect their money. And the premise here is,
They look choppy. They're not as smooth as Hondo from
well, I
from
think they've
Disney.
been working for a long time.
Yeah.
So they're tired. Look at them. They
Oh,
won't
they're
even
old.
smile.
Look how old they look.
Right?
Their
But
faces
again,
look good.
So well done.
Yeah, the faces look really good. These
So,
goblins.
The area looks really ornate, but those marble pillars and marble walls are really made of plastic if you knock on them.
And then they had photos or pictures that are moving. Nice chandelier.
Very, very ornate. Now we're going down to the basement area where they're going to
Ledgers.
see us. Yeah.
Some newspapers, and Dumbledore is moving. So I like how, because in the movies, this
Yes.
is how it is.
Exactly.
They have photos and newspapers, but they're moving.
And the images are moving on them.
So I don't know if this is like a screen or an iPad or something where you
Possibly.
can just see it.
But it's,
Mudbloods.
again, the things that you can watch or look at while you're waiting in line to kind of distract you.
Yeah.
So here we are almost entering the ride still. It's like going through a dark cavern.
And again, we watch something happening. And that's just a hologram. So this is, I think, how the ride actually looks like.
Yeah.
We're in
exactly.
these carts
like
like
train,
this.
A cart train.
And it moves around. And if this is funny.
Yes.
Deep, deeper, extremely deep, extraordinarily deep, even deeper. So that's cool.
And then deep. Bottom.
Bottom. So here are the 3D glasses and no photography. So when we exit, there is the Knight's bus,
That's right.
the triple-decker bus. And so we're on our way to Hogwarts Express King's Cross Station to go to Islands of Adventure, which has Hogsmeade.
That's right. So the lineup here was another 45 minutes. I feel like we weren't really timing our rides properly here because we're always getting the rides at the maximum time wait.
And so it looks like we're traveling to London. They have all these posters.
Yep. And they had to rescan our tickets because that would prove that we got the 2 parks in 1 day ticket pass. And so it looks like here we're in a train
It looks like we're like
station.
in immigration.
Yeah, we're in customs. We have to go
Customs.
through that clearance.
Here's Hayden trying to
Get up.
on the seat, but
Oh,
I
it's
think he's
bottom
too
heavy.
heavy.
Oh, he didn't make it. And it's not that high.
He took off his backpack, and then he made it with his backpack off. And then
It
the
could be
moment,
heavy.
moment he sat, the line started moving, so we had to get
Aw.
off.
So it was winding. It was, yeah, pretty good weight.
That's not anyone's luggage, that's fake luggage.
Yep. And then if you had a stroller or a wheelchair, you can get an elevator to help you up. But we took the stairs, so I can imagine that King's Crossing is probably similar to this in London. And when you got on the train, you'll see that it's going to be a 9 3/4 doorway
Yeah.
soon. It's weird, but that's how it was in the story.
So we noticed that the line was moving so slow for us because all the people with the fast passes
They just go through.
Just go through and it holds up the line. But that's what you get with the extra pay. So we're almost on now, as you can see. And there's the train, Hogwarts Express.
Oh, so fun. And they count how many people are in your party. You see the owl there.
So we couldn't videotape it, but what happens is we go inside our little cabin, and to the left is a big screen that shows the train, the outside of
Yes,
how
it looks
would
like
look
it,
in the
it
movie.
simulates the scene that you pass through as the train is passing it by. And then in the inner compartment of the train, you'll see
The shadows.
the shadows of Harry, Hermione, and Ron walking through.
Talking about the
That's right.
Dementors. And then even the part where the
Dementors come and
the
you
trolley
can-
of candy comes.
That's
too.
right. That's cool. So they try to make it interactive, but I do remember that this ride was a bit longer the first time I rode it. Now it was really quick. So
Oh, really?
yeah, but
they
it could
take
be just me. Maybe I just
Before
you
it
know.
was a scenic route?
No, it was probably the same. I just forgot how it was like. That
Okay.
I'm thinking, to put so much effort just to ride the train, 2
Yeah.
parks in one. Was it really worth it? Maybe it's worth it if you stayed in one park and then went back and forth.
Yeah. Well, I liked it for the first time. I wouldn't do it again, though.
Yeah.
Just to
Exactly.
experience it. And so I think now we are in Hogsmeade. We're in the Islands of Adventure. We're exiting the King's Crossing. And there you see Hogsmeade.
That's right.
And so this is, I guess, where Hogwarts Castle is.
And this was the original park when they first started to put Harry Potter as part of the circulation in Universal Studios.
Yes, I remember this one from 2011, which
Yes.
was the last time I was
Which
at Islands of
makes it
Adventure.
already 10 years old, which is crazy. I always think that this part is newish, which it is, but it's already been almost 10 years.
There's the bathroom, and this is, I guess, from the Goblet. Was it the Goblet?
Yes, the
The
fourth book.
the Triwizard
That's
Tournament. And so there is Hogwarts Castle, which really looks,
Which looks like from a
Great.
distance it's so far away, but it's really all perspective, right?
yeah.
So there is a ride in there as well.
And we're going to that ride.
Yes. Again, we're thinking strategically wise in terms of wait times, but I don't think it really worked for us. We have to put all of our items again in locker spaces, free for the small ones, $2 for the large ones, and lots of spacing still.
But it's a great looking castle.
It is. It's
Look at the rock work.
very awesome work. It's
So this one is called Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey.
The Forbidden Journey. And I remember before walking into a room where it's a dining room tables with lanterns. I didn't see that this time around.
Oh,
So
no.
I feel like they always change up the details sometimes.
Yeah. So this is the the plant area,
That's right, the garden.
the garden. I can't remember who the teacher was.
Miss Pomfrey?
I think it was someone. Sprout.
Sprout.
Madam Sprout.
I don't know what that guy was. These different statues.
Yeah, but this is the griffin. In New York, it was the one that was turning.
Very good.
And these are just the talking. What are they? Professors
Portraits,
or
yeah.
former students?
Previous, yeah. Most likely, yeah, now ghosts.
But there are lots of them.
So that's cool. I know, I think more so than before.
Yeah. And I like how they're talking to each other. And here is Dumbledore.
There is Dumbledore. This is his study.
And there are the three: Harry Potter, Hermione, and Ron Weasley. And I don't know what this is. And this is the lady of
Yes,
in the Gryffindor
in the
dorm
cupboard.
who screams. And I think
We're in one of their chambers.
we are out. We couldn't videotape it.
We go outside and we're doing another long wait. So here we're just passing through the Hogwarts Castle, and we're on our way now to the rest of Islands of Adventure. First off is Jurassic World. There is that new ride there with the T-Rex, but the lineup was at this point 70 to 85 minutes.
Yeah.
So we're like, we're gonna pass.
So we're actually splitting up soon because Tristan and I are going to head to the Hulk, and you guys are going to the King Kong.
Yep, we're on our way to King Kong. We're going to pass by a couple of other rides. We want to see the comic area too, but it was a hot day and we're starting to feel our energies ebb away.
Yeah. But Tristan really wanted to go to the Hulk one.
Is it Tristan or Nikki?
Well, it was him. And so our plan was to do single riders. It didn't really pan out.
Oh, yeah.
We thought we were in the single riders area, but we ended up going to the regular riders. Plus, there were 2 delays that happened.
Yeah. And so we were waiting.
We thought it was only supposed to be a 25-minute wait.
And it became 55 minutes the last time we checked, too.
Yeah.
So King Kong was interesting because I don't remember the movie King Kong. I don't think I watched it. And interestingly enough, it was on TV the day after.
Yes.
For me to kind of watch it, but I didn't have any reference for the movies. We also tried to pass by.
I want to do this one eventually. The Splash Lagoon.
The Splash Lagoon was very wet.
Yeah. But you're gonna see coming up a drying station where people
I saw that.
can dry.
I didn't realize it was from that movie.
Not from the movie, from that
For the
ride.
So now this is the cartoon part, and I always enjoyed this part of the park because it's so colorful and very comic-y.
Yeah, it's like comic strips.
And we kind of got lost. I was with Mason and Hayden at this time. So we entered this park thinking that I keep on going
Here's
around.
the drying station.
That's right.
People dryer.
And because there's a couple of rides that you can get wet, which we didn't try it because when we saw that people were actually soaking, we just didn't want to.
But it's so hot this day. Being wet would be nice.
But I don't know if you want to be wet at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's true.
So at this point, we're also trying to look for popcorn because I had bought the bucket that you can buy unlimited popcorn with if you buy the bucket in the first place.
And refills for $2?
Yeah, but we couldn't find any bucket.
Yeah, it's sold out. And so this is the Marvel area.
Yep, it's the
So,
same old character
comics.
still. You have Spider-Man.
And so another thing that happened with the Hulk ride was that you couldn't bring any metal onto the ride. They had metal detectors.
Oh, right.
And so
And there was no lockers either?
there were lockers, but then we had to leave our cell phones in the locker.
So how would you open
And
your
so
locker without your cell
Maria, we were late. Well, she didn't know that we were going to be late, so she kept texting us. And I was telling Tristan, how many texts do you think your mom's going to give? My guess was 8. His was 20.
And
the total was 15. So I got
so that was nice in between.
I got my phone back,
just
and
sitting-
Maria texted me 15 times.
We
Where
were
are you?
just sitting here by the bench at this point because I was getting tired and the boys were a bit hungry. And so finally we got out. Oh, and I got some French fries to kind of stave off their hunger.
Yeah.
We went to the Marvel superhero in the dark. And so there was a Spider-Man ride too that we were hoping on doing. The wait was very short, but then I wasn't sure what if the wait gets longer and then we miss you somehow, and
Yes.
But I had ridden that ride a few times already.
So here is the Incredible Hulk coaster I was talking about. And there were 2 delays that were happening.
Oh,
So when we first
no.
got in there, we saw a lot of people just sitting on the ground.
And it wasn't raining.
No, I think the ride broke down twice. And so the second time it broke down, we were maybe closer to the top.
Yep.
And I was just telling Tristan, okay, 9 o'clock, if it's still
We're
broken,
gonna
we're
go.
going to go.
Yeah.
And I told him this, it was 8:45,
Right.
so 15 minutes. And they fixed it with maybe at around 9:50 or
And you tried to do the
9:53.
single rider rides, but you
We went to the wrong
long line,
one,
right?
yeah. But it looks pretty cool, right?
It does. I
So-
tried to videotape hoping that you'd be in one of those, but
So we're out now, and as you can see by the number 4 there, that's
Yes.
where Mason and Hayden are sitting, but we don't see you. We just walk
oh,
right by.
I know exactly.
And then all of a sudden I turn around and I see...
And the whole time
I see you guys walking
I was
towards
asking,
us.
I was asking Mason, what do you call the symbol again? The 4? I couldn't remember. It was the
Fantastic Four?
Fantastic 4. I was like, the Avenger. We're like, me and Mason, we weren't cool. We're like, is it the Avenger 4?
And then you were telling me that you were doing a Find Your Phone.
Yes. And your phones were showing up in all different parts of the park. That at one point we were even walking to these sites. Like there was one time when it looks like Tristan's phone showed up in a comic store strip.
But all along it was just in the locker. I think maybe
Exactly.
the GPS went all wonky because it was in the locker.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe because Rogers was down. That
Yes,
something,
that's right. Rogers, our
something went
server, was
wonky
down for
too.
the whole day in Ontario, so it may have been affected by it.
The Find Your Phone. So this is the comic place that Tristan wanted to go, and also the place that you thought his phone was. So he was telling me when we were walking towards the hub that he
Yes.
wants to see this store, but he didn't get anything. But they did have some cool photos in here, shirts.
That's cool. I know I was looking for a few souvenirs for my friends' daughters, but I couldn't find anything for them at this point. But lots of merchandise always, right? And Marvel, of course, is a very popular line.
Yes. They were saying, this guy looks like you, Dad.
But
The Hulk.
you said,
I'm like, sure. There's Spider-Man bust. It's like the Lego one.
so Universal Studios also has their fireworks, but it's really just off in the distance. And they close a little bit earlier than Magic Kingdom. They're closing at 9 o'clock in the evening. And
Well, Islands of Adventure closed at 10.
yes.
So the place that
Right.
we're on right now closed at 10.
And we have yet to buy the Starbucks mug that actually is also collaborating, showing Universal Studios.
So that's where we're heading to. We're going to go to Starbucks in City Walk.
So
City
it's
Walk or-
yeah, City Walk.
Actually, no. The Starbucks
Before,
here.
in Islands of Adventure.
Yeah, we're going to go to the Islands of Adventure Starbucks.
And then we'll walk out again. But at this point, we're coming from the opposite end of the park that I wasn't sure which way to get to the parking, other than you go with the flow and follow the crowd.
Yeah. So the plan for after Universal was we want to get some pizza for dinner
That's right.
at what Gideon's is it called?
Giordano's.
Giordano.
So what it is a deep dish Chicago style crust.
But we had some issues. We didn't have a phone, so we couldn't call
And
and
so we
order.
asked the
So
girl
we drove there first to
the closest Giordano's.
Giordano's close to Universal, but they said that it was a 45-minute wait. And so you asked if we can use their phone to call the Giordano's near our hotel.
Just because I had no service on my phone.
And so luckily they were able to do that.
Yes, because it takes 45 minutes for them to prepare it, which is perfect for us to drive to Giordano's at the site near our hotel. That would have made it cooked and fresh by the time we started eating it.
So it's good. We got a Chicago deep dish pizza and then a cheese pizza
And then a regular gluten-free.
and a regular gluten-free for Tristan. And it tasted like the good.
Yeah.
How do you say it? Giordano's.
Giordano's deep dish.
It tasted like
Chicago.
the Giordano's that we had in Chicago. when we went
Delicious.
there.
It was very filling though. I would have like one slice and I'm done.
Yeah, it was too much. We got a lot of leftover that we ate the following day. But the crust is like a pie crust.
Oh, interesting.
So I
That's-
was just gonna say. So this is the City Walk at nighttime, and has a lot of lights, similar to downtown Disney Springs, but
But
has more of like a bar feel, like
right, pub.
pub feel. and a lot of billboards similar to Times Square in New
Yep.
York.
Very colorful, very light, very festive.
Very loud, actually, too.
So I don't know what time these places close, but probably not until 1 a.m.
Midnight, 1 a.m.
Because they're just getting started right now.
Yes. So we're exiting, and there's a lot of people coming in.
Yep, because people are still ready to place an order through.
I want to one day come back here and visit all the shops, because I don't think I've ever looked at
I
all the
know
different
they
shops
actually
here.
have resorts where you can stay at on site here at Universal Studios versus the Disney Studios, but I don't know. It's actually fun to just go.
Have you
pub
seen
hopping.
Have you seen all the pubs or all the
No,
stores here?
not at all. Because we're always rushing through it and doing all the rides, and then we never stick around. And you know, when you have kids, it's really hard to just keep going.
And do you need a Universal ticket in order to look at all the stores and pubs?
Nope. You can go and park and just—it's like Disney Springs.
Okay. So here's Giordano. How do you say it?
Giordano's.
Yes.